What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another CZN video. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys one of the most overpowered cards in the game. It is a monster card, and you'll see that it is on my Nia deck, and that is going to be Spirit Kafox. Now I'm not going to say it's the best monster card in the game. We also have those forbidden cards which are very strong that only take 20 points. You do have to note that monster cards will count for 80 points into your Faint Memory save data cap. So they eat up a lot of space, and you definitely don't want to copy it, otherwise you'll just kind of brick your deck. But in general, I say that Spirit Kafox is one of the most powerful cards in the game right now. The reason why, even though it looks simple and it also has the exhaust tag, which can actually turn people off, is because you can draw a card, and you'll also duplicate that card into your hand one time. The reason why this is so powerful is because if you synergize this with cards that are very strong on your damage dealers, Renoa uses it well, something like a Yuki uses it very well with Prepare to Subdue. Not only do you draw it, but you make another copy. So you'll see that my Yuki that has 2 of these Prepare to Subdues, not only on just this build, but this build as well, which is in my opinion one of the most important cards to 1, Divine Epiphany, and 2, just have as many copies of as you can. Well, your Nia, or I guess whatever character that you have on the Spirit Kafox card, when they use this card, it will actually draw it and then replicate it. So 2 copies will turn into 3 copies for your deck, and 1 copy will turn into 2. And this is very good in long fights because you just have an extra very strong skill card for your characters, or attack card even, to draw into, and it'll make it so that you get a lot more value. And also it's very strong because in shorter fights, you can kind of draw into a burst card and then win very quickly in an area of content such as Basin or even Simulation. This card has a lot of uses. You can pretty much use it with any character that really wants to have their cards duplicated. It's kind of a way to copy your cards without being in a chaos run, so something like Flower of Devoured Fate from Renoa. You can even copy something like Tressa's cards that have to do with her Shadow Daggers even. You could copy like another Unsheathed Dagger, which will make it so that you have 3 in this case, or even something like another monster card. You can copy another monster card with this, which is absolutely crazy, right? So this card is absolutely cracked. It's very, very important to run in your drawing supports. It's not available from the event Chaos World. Where it's actually going to be available from is the Swamp of Judgment. There is going to be a special event where I think you have to open the door to a tree, and if you do it correctly, you will be able to get the Spirit Kafox card. And I think, you know, this card is definitely super broken. It's definitely worth running the Swamp of Judgment when you're trying to farm a deck for any of your drawing supports, because it is absolutely crazy. And you're going to see that if you ever use this on any character and you run it on your team, which I'll showcase at the end of your video, that you just have so much drawing potential. And because it's so flexible in long content and also short, it is something you definitely are going to want to have. So what characters would actually work well with it? So I said drawing supports. It's very good on Nia, which is why I have it on my Nia. You can even see I'm at 90 Faint Memory points, which is super low, but still, because of the power of this card, I found this to be the best deck for her on my account right now. So even though I could probably double this Faint Memory score almost by running a higher tier run, I'm still using this deck for all my endgame content with Nia because this card's so powerful. So it's good on her. You could also run it on something like a Cassius, because even though Cassius already has a lot of drawing capabilities, adding more is always good. You can even run it on something like a Mika, which people don't really think of as a drawing support, but not this save data. It's bugged, as you can see. But for example, something like this one, right? Mika does have some draw. I actually have 3 drawing cards in this, and if I actually fit in another monster card here, which I could have if I removed this forbidden card and add in Spirit Kafox, she would have become an insane drawing character on this deck. So Mika does generate a ton of AP for you. The thing that she really struggles with without Divine Epiphanies is drawing for you. So if you have Spirit Kafox on a Mika deck that already generates you a ton of AP, it can be very good for her as well. Yeah, like I said, monster cards do take a lot of space, so you do have to be very careful when choosing it, or choosing like a monster card to add in. A lot of the times, the monster cards you might encounter, you probably don't even want to add into your deck because they take 80 points. For example, something like Shy Gardener, even though it's single target, does decent damage and puts mark. Is it really worth the 80 points? I don't really know. There's some other cards you can get, but for the most part, I think looking at all of these, the best one, if one of the best ones, if not the best one is a better way to put it, is going to be Spirit Kafox. And you can see it's looped in with these, the same monster cards that appear in the same world, is a better way to put it. So I think that one, and also probably Dominion as well, this one also gives you morale boost, which is really powerful, is going to be just like some of the best cards you can have. And if you are struggling to beat Basin because you can't clear quickly enough, you're gonna find if you just reset the run until you start with the Spirit Kafox in your hand, you're gonna be able to shave down your turns by like 1 or 2 or even 3 turns because of how powerful this card actually is. So we're actually in Basin level 10. I'll show you guys why it can be very powerful. I have an equipment that allows me to discard up to 3 cards and draw into another one, which is also very broken. But the reason why this is so good is you can actually see that not only do you choose a card to draw, but you end up duplicating it for the rest of the battle. So I have 2 copies of Prepare to Subdue in my hand, and I had 2 originally in my deck, and you can see in my draw pile I have another one, so I have 3. And because this card is such a bread and butter ability of Yuki, you're going to be able to make her into an amazing drawing character. So what I'm going to start off with is just drawing with my Maneuvering Fires, and then now I will be able to just keep drawing with my Prepare to Subdues. You can see I drew 2 cards there, and draw another one here. Actually, I draw 2, and yeah, you can very easily kill stuff on the first turn with Spirit Kafox in the opening hand without actually using a lot of AP, because you're going to see that I am just constantly drawing, right? That's my 3rd Prepare to Subdue here. I have no more Yuki cards to draw, which is absolutely insane. And the first wave just goes down like this, right? So first wave dies in 1 turn, and you can see that it will carry on into the next wave. You can see I have 3 Prepare to Subdues still in my hand, which is crazy, right? And I know I mentioned her earlier, but it's very good for stuff like Renoa because you can essentially copy her flower for free. You could even use it with Hugo's Hunting Instincts. If you end up losing the initiation, I think I might have a deck without initiation on it somewhere. Maybe not, because I deleted it all. For example here, this one doesn't have initiation because it lost it. If this is in your deck, not only can you draw it with Spirit Kafox, but you can duplicate it, so you'll get 2, right? It works well with other cards like, like I said, Unsheathed Dagger with Tressa, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other cards, even like Vulture Ejection for an extra one, even something like Veronica if you want to duplicate her Sir Kowalski. It's also very good. So you can kind of see it kind of snowballs out of control in those longer fights as well, because you can duplicate so many different things. You can duplicate your damage dealer's attack cards, you can duplicate other drawing cards to draw even more, you can duplicate AP cards, right? A lot of different things you can do. So yeah, hopefully this explained why, or I guess somewhat why, Spirit Kafox is so strong. I highly recommend getting a deck for this because this is one of the best monster cards in the game and probably just beats out like almost all of them except maybe one. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what other monster cards you've been having a lot of fun or success with so I know to try them out, and I will see you guys next time.